Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's me, Niall, here giving a quick review of what we've just seen from Birmingham, England, as Conor Walker has defended his British welterweight title in sensational fashion with a stunning knockout of domestic rival Liam Taylor in a bloody battle in the seventh round of the pairs meeting this evening. Yeah, absolutely a really entertaining fight and an absolutely emphatic KO for Conor Walker. So, yeah, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the fight and what might be next for Walker. But yeah, before we get into things, please make sure if you're not doing so already, we'd really appreciate it if you first of all drop a like on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're not doing so already, and follow us on all social media platforms. Always great content on a regular basis to keep up with. So yeah, get involved everywhere you can. So yeah, let's jump into it. Conor Walker has stopped Liam Taylor in round seven of the pairs meeting in a highly entertaining clash. This one was kind of, this one was pointed out by me and a lot of people as what would be the fight of the night tonight on an entertaining card. And probably the hardest fight to call, to be quite honest with you, and it proved to be the best fight of the card. It was really entertaining from the start. Went how kind of I and a lot of people might have expected it to go. You've got Liam Taylor who was, using successfully for a lot of the fight, using that range, using that superior boxing IQ. Anybody that fights Conor Walker is going to have a superior boxing IQ, but yeah, that longer reach, the longer arms, keep walking Conor Walker out the shots, keeping him on the end of a jab, just keeping popping those long levers out there, the head and body, and as I say, done a good job of it for large parts, to be quite honest with you. Um, you know, we'll get to the scorecard. We'll get to the kind of who I might have had ahead in a minute. But Conor Walker, what it comes down to and what I expected in this one is Taylor just didn't have the firepower to keep the relentless pace of Conor Walker off him. Just setting such a high pace, front foot, aggressor right from the start, swarming Liam Taylor, and Taylor just couldn't. Taylor had to work harder than Walker did to try and keep Walker off him. Yeah, Walker was enjoying it in there. He's the one that looked like he was enjoying it up close where he likes it in that phone booth, ripping the head and body, ripping uppercuts in. And Liam Taylor just looked like he was kind of fighting against the tide for the whole thing, even though some people might have had him ahead or even level. It just looked like a matter of time, and kind of it began to unravel even more then when it looked like the nose of Liam Taylor was broken in round three, I believe it was, pouring blood pretty badly, and that was only going to add to it. With so long left in the fight to go, to deal with that sort of an injury. And yeah, it just kind of unraveled from there, really. As I say, he just couldn't keep Conor Walker off me. He didn't have the power. He boxed well at times, but he didn't have the kind of one-shot power to knock Conor Walker back in his tracks. Of course, Walker with a very good chin of his own. And then, yeah, round seven came. Absolutely thunderous left hand from from Conor Walker to floor Liam Taylor heavily. Taylor down on the canvas in a heap and does not answer the referee's count, unable to answer the referee's count, and it's rightly called off for a stoppage win for Conor Walker to retain the famous Lord Lonsdale belt, the British welterweight title. Of course, won it in even more sensational fashion last time out against Harry Scarf, while massively down on the scorecards, getting convincingly outboxed. As I say, he was getting outboxed here for periods of the fight, but it is what it is. He's used to that. He expects that to probably be down on the cards. To be getting outboxed, but he knows that he can pull that out when needed, and he's done it again. So yeah, absolutely stunning win for such an entertaining fighter, Conor Walker. Guaranteed action, guaranteed in your face aggression, non-stop action, first bell to the last. Powerful, durable. And whoever he's fighting, it's going to be a good fight. You have to keep an eye out for Conor Walker. So, yeah, the question now will be what's next for Walker? British champion, of course. Did win the Commonwealth title last time out as well, but British champion now. And, you know, his ceiling probably isn't much higher than this, if we're being honest, in terms of his limitations as a fighter. But that's okay. We've seen how, of course, how important to anybody the British title is, but how important it was to him to win it the last time. There's a question now of kind of does he try to keep it outright by making a couple of more defences? Could be against the likes of, a Harry Scarf rematch. Harry Scarf will want to get that one back and see it out this time for a win. Yeah, nobody's ever saying that Conor Walker is world level. He's not gonna, even if he fought for a world title, he would be soundly beaten. It'd be great for, to get that big payday for a world title fight. But yeah, that's a long way away at the minute, although we wouldn't begrudge him it. There's, the next logical step down to be European level to European title. Even that'd be overachieving. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. I'd love to see him maybe win a European title one day. The current champion, Samuel Molina, the Spaniard. I think Molina would even be a step too far for Conor Walker. I just think he'd be a bit too quick, bit too well rounded, and he can punch enough to kind of get Walker's respect in that regard. But yeah, I think maybe a couple of more British title fights are on the way to maybe keep a hold of that belt outright. But if not, yeah, Molina, get him in with Samuel Molina soon. There's also other interesting names, Kieran Malloy. That'd be a fascinating Irish-English battle. We've seen him against somebody from this island before, in Lewis Crocker, and he very arguably won that fight. A lot of people thought he was very hard done by there, but that could be another option. Of course, Lewis Crocker fighting for a world title, likely next against Paddy Donovan, and if Crocker loses convincingly in that one, who's to say? To save his career next time out, he rematches Conor Walker. That was a highly entertaining fight first time around. There's also Josh Taylor, Josh Taylor, Conor Walker. If Josh Taylor's insisting on sticking around and giving it one more go, I think that's a fight that makes sense. Of course, a demoralising loss for Taylor last time against Echo Esman, another kind of British level, European level fighter. So Walker would be rubbing his hands together at the prospect of fighting Josh Taylor either in England or in Glasgow in Scotland. So there's plenty of fascinating options domestically and kind of overseas for Conor Walker, but he's gonna enjoy that win tonight, like he enjoyed the Scarf win. But yeah, he's essentially brutally stopped Liam Taylor tonight in round seven with a big right hand. Both men looked like they came straight out of a horror film, with the amount of blood all over them after that. But yeah, highly entertaining fight. Really good performance from both men and a big, rubber stamp at the end, to seal the deal for Conor Walker. So, yeah, let us know what you think. That was just my quick review of that one. Very entertaining. Let us know what you made of it, what you make of both men's performances, and who did you have ahead at the time of the stoppage? Was Taylor ahead in your eyes, or was Conor Walker's aggression and kind of effectiveness doing it for you? Let us know, get involved, and of course, what you'd like to see next for Conor Walker. What a ceiling is. Can he win a European title? Can he even push on towards a world title? Let us know down below. And as always, as I said at the start of the video, if you're not doing so already, first of all, drop a like on this video. We'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing and follow us on all social media platforms. Until next time, take care.